And there will be there is a transcript that you can turn on in the lower portion of your screen in kind of the lower uh, right hand section. If you need to, there will be a transcription here as well. So the recording is started. Just if you can't hear me, go and speak up in the chat. I'll be able to read it. If you have any questions while I'm going along, just go and type it in the chat. And if I'm going too fast, or if you want me to back up, once again, the chat is the place where you can do that. You can raise your hand too, and I'll go and call on you, but just go and put it in the chat. I'll try to check it after every slide. So we're going to cover some of the tools the library has, as well as some other freely accessible online tools that are available, such as Department of Education tools, to prepare for entrance to college. This program is going to be divided into several parts, finding out what to study both before college and while in college. It'll help you narrow your college search, which will lead us to where to study and how to save and pay for tuition. Next, we'll look on how to make to make the admissions process as smooth as possible. And finally, we're going to look at how to prepare for life in college and the lifestyle changes that come with that, both academically and socially. So we'll go and start looking at what to study so we can kind of get a guidance as to where to go as we begin to choose colleges. We'll need to know what to study. So what colleges offer what degree programs? What's the degree program we're trying to seek? It's going to be some career quizzes and other stuff like that. So what to study? So questions ask kind of yourself and introspective kind of questions. Um, what are my favorite classes and activities in high school? What do I like to do as hobbies? What are the requirements for the major? How will this major fit my career aspirations? And what skills do I have? And what skills do I need? Um, so this is, like I say, participate in some self-reflection. College is, as we all might know, college in the United States of America, North America, it's not cheap. Sort of have a goal. You don't have to stick with it, but you should know kind of where to start and kind of have a goal as to where you are going to. So the first resource I'm going to point us to is a resource called LearningExpress Library. That can be accessed through the library website. And I'll go and show you a little bit of the library website right now. This is the library website. It's slcl.org, as we can see at the top here. And most of the databases, the resources I'm going to be showing you for the library will be in this research section. This resource is A to Z right here. So you click resources A to Z, and we're looking for LearningExpress Library, and that will be under L. Then we hit LearningExpress Library. And it looks like I'm already logged in. But in LearningExpress Library, they have so Job and Career Accelerator, career preparation. So they have ways you can career, so you can learn about prepare for career exams. You can explore careers. So let's say you can explore occupation groups, best careers. So you can see what's expected in certain career areas with LearningExpress Library. The next resource I want to point us to are the print resources. And once again, we'll start at the library webpage. And this one is the catalog. So we're going to explore the catalog. And just do a simple search for career. So here's an Encore Career Handbook, Paralegal Career for Dummies. So some career handbooks. Let's try Career Guide. So there's a career guide for non-conventional people. We can also see there's ebooks available. Um, Introverts Complete Career Guide. So we can begin to explore careers, and there are some career exams as well. Actually, I've already done a search here. So here's a particular one: Teens Guide to College and Career Planning, your high school roadmap to college and career success. And this is under vocational guidance, teenagers education. So if you find a book that you're interested in to explore subjects related to the book, if you just go to the bottom of the listing, you can always click on the subject guide there. So and here's some more similar books that are here. Some are various age ranges, but you can see what these books are in this vocational guidance. So Gale Courses is also, you can take courses to explore, explore different careers. And Gale Courses has this here. So you go to Gale Courses, you can click this link. And once again, that would be in the research resources A to Z, and it's under G for Gale Courses. So where you would find that. And in here, we'll just type in search for courses. So they have Explore Career Medical Coding, Explore Career Medical Writing. We'll just search for career as they have. So Explore Career Medical Writing, Explore Career Medical Coding, Pharmacy Technician, Paralegal, Administrative Medical Assistant, Nursing. So they have a lot of different fields here. And they also have some other kind of hobby stuff as we see as we go down. How to get started in game development. So they have steps you can take, possible courses you can take in that, and all kinds of things. So, all right. Does anybody have any questions about some of these here? Let's say, just go and put that in the chat. I'll notice that. And then the final resource I'm going to point you to is this Bureau of Labor Statistics. And this is an interesting one. It's run by the U.S. Department of Labor. It's got labor statistics here, but it also has publication, the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And this is updated on a regular basis. And you can see there's occupation groups. You can also search the handbook. We'll search for jobs in electricity here. So electrical and electronics engineers. So let's say if you want to study electronic engineering and you've looked up electric, this would be something you can look at here. There's a summary of what they do. Just a real quick summary of what they do, a little bit more detail on what they do, a work environment, the path to become one. This would be important to you as you research universities and colleges. So the education as what you might need, where you should learn, what kind of writing skills you would need, your speaking skills, math skills, and other options there. License and certifications as you go on in your career on that way. They explore current pay and even potential pay growth and what the job outlook is for the job. And so you can see what whether something is a growth occupation or not as to how it's projected to grow over the next 10 years here. And there's local data, similar occupations. If you go into there, or you might want to have a career change even when you're in school. This is something where you might want to look to and see kind of where your paths may lead out. And then some more information. So professional organizations, certification organizations, standards organizations, and such in every industry. And each occupation is going to have that. So let's say we'll do an architect look here. Just so here's architecture and engineering occupations, and this has a list of architecture and engineering occupations. Broken down by certain specific things. You can also see what the median pay, and you can reorganize what this is. You can also organize your entry-level education as what might need. So you can see a lot of associate's degrees. So that'd be something from a two-year college, and then bachelor's degree from a four-year college as you go along. Does anybody have a question about the Occupational Outlook Handbook? Okay, so we've covered Gale Courses. We've already kind of looked through there. You can even build skills in your area, and you can and we'll revisit Gale Courses here as to what you can do to kind of prepare for college. Next, we've determined what to study for, and kind of to narrow down. We're going to use some college finders here, so we can find out where to study. Finding the college, there's things you want to look for, things you can sort for, and considerations. So you want to consider how far from home you may want to be or go, how homesick you might be in your first time, whether you want to start off with a 2-year or 4-year college, whether you're seeking that associate's degree first, or you want to get kind of get some general education electives out of the way locally or at a community college or something like that. Whether you want to go to a public or private college or university, what kind of financial aid the university offers. Um, is the university respected in the major you're seeking? What kind of extracurricular activities are offered, and what housing is available. Um, so this is other kind of things because there's much more than just that academic stuff. So you want to know kind of what the campus life would be like, or what your personal life would be like to make yourself a better student. So you're a little more rounded, well-rounded of a person as you study. There's a few helpful websites, and once again, I'm going to put the slideshow with these links available that I will email to all the participants and also to all the people who haven't shown up as well. We have the master timeline for college admissions, which is offered by Khan Academy. This is a short timeline, which I will also email you guys a timeline, which has the specific library resources sorted out. So this is broken down by year. And so this kind of gives you a checklist to run through there. The College Navigator is a big one I want to point everybody to. And this is run by the Department of Education. You can do a Google search for College Navigator. And what this is basically any university or college that takes any little bit of federal money or federal loans or anything like that is listed here. They have a certain sort of form they have to fill out and keep up to date with the Department of Education. And here's where all that's kind of like put in, and it helps you it will help you search for colleges. So you can actually search by zip code. So I'm going to put in the library headquarters zip code. We'll do zip code, and we'll do 150 miles away from the library. Any kind of particular program somebody wants to put in chat, we can search for something. If anybody wants to put in there something you might be interested in, just kind of poking around in your mind. So let's just go and do this engineering here. We'll go and close that. And that's one category. So we see there's 77 schools within 150 miles that offer all different types of any kind of engineering program there. The level awarded, we want to look for a bachelor's degree in engineering, let's say, for instance. And we don't really mind what kind of school we're going to, public, private, nonprofit, a four-year institution, of course, with that bachelor's degree, that's going to filter that out. And there are other sort of search options. You can put in a maximum tuition and fee if you want. Let's go and leave that blank so we can find all the schools. We can search by student size, so add undergraduate student admission, so you can go a larger or smaller school if we want to filter that out. On-campus housing, we can click that on if we wish. I'm going to go and click it back off. Campus setting, but we can also enter in S.A.T score. So we can kind of we'll just do kind of a broad S.A.T score. And the math, we'll just do, as we're looking here, an A.C.T. So this will allow us to find a lot of stuff doing these scores here. And then any kind of varsity athletics, if you want to choose, so you can even choose men's rodeo schools with engineering stuff if you want. We're going to leave this blank. If you have any kind of religious affiliation you would be interested in for a school, or even a specialized mission, you can see here tribal college, historically black college or university, and you can see single-sex university, and colleges are also listed here if you want to filter by that. But for now, we'll just do our simple search for universities that offer bachelors in a field of engineering. So this output comes out here, and we can see the universities here within 150 miles of this. So Washington University, Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, Rolla, Carbondale, Western Illinois Macomb, and Eastern Illinois University. So if we're interested in a university, we can do a real quick peek in right there, or we can click on the name of the university, and we begin to look down and see all kinds of details here: student faculty ratio, general information. So they have what's the special learning opportunities, whether there's ROTC, what armed forces they might be associated with. So you might see one that might be Army and Navy or something here too if you're in ROTC, or there might not be an ROTC program in that university. Tuition fees and estimated costs. This will come in handy later for you. and that includes so it has like previous expenses and expected change. So that's going to be your higher education inflation cost right here. Out-of-state tuition if you're interested in that, if you're going to a school in another state. Financial aid, net price. So this net price calculates in sort of living expenses, which also you can see in some of the on-campus and off-campus living expenses here. Admission requirements, graduation, all sorts of things. You can even see if you want to look for a safer campus, you can even look at campus security and safety. All right. Does anybody have questions about the College Navigator? I think it's a really good tool for sorting out your universities there. The Department of Education, you can link through it through the College Navigator, but you can also use this College Affordability and Transparency Center, which is a tool that the Department of Education also offers for determining as this loads up. Well, yeah. So there's a net price calculator center, state spending charts, college financing plan. So there's all kinds of tools you can use that are supplied by the Department of Education for finding a college. Big Future is another site. It's run by the College Board, which are one of the testing organizations and college organizations that colleges work, kind of a membership organization for colleges here. So it's a way you can kind of go through and ask yourself questions about colleges, and particularly finding what kind of college is going to fit best with you. It's sort of they work in a little bit more few intangible stuff that the College Navigator doesn't work in. All right, we'll move on to the next slide. So we already covered LearningExpress Library. The LearningExpress Library does have a scholarship finder and a school finder. So I see there's somebody new here to find a library resource. We can begin at the library webpage. If we know what we're looking for, there will be, you go in the resources and you can click the alphabet title, resources A to Z, and go into the resource you're looking for. So we'll look at the LearningExpress Library here. Hello, welcome, folks. Just to let you know, those people that come in just a little bit later, we're gonna have I will mail out email out this slideshow, as well as a timeline handout that names the library resources, so you'll be able to kind of go back and visit. And this will be up on YouTube in about 3 business days after we're done here, so you can revisit it. So here in LearningExpress Library, we're trying to find this here. We're trying to find the school finder and the scholarship finder. This will require in LearningExpress Library, it will require, if you take any class, you will have to do the sign in and register. We'll just do this here. Remember my passwords here. Is that working? There we go. So there's a little section called My Center. And in My Center is the school dashboard finder and scholarship dashboard finder. So we'll just go and open up these options here. And the school finder, it's going to work very similar. It's a little bit more colorful. Oh, well, it's a little bit more colorful than what we saw with the College Navigator. But allows you to kind of save the schools a little bit better and begin to do a few more comparisons. So here you are in the Find Schools. So it's going to work very similar to what we saw with that College Navigator. So it's going to kind of take you a step to a 4-year programs. You could do a quick match, you could do a keyword search, or we can even go here to the advanced school search. And we begin to use those advanced kind of search functions as we saw with the College Navigator. So those types of schools, majors, costs. So you can choose multiple ones of these. You can choose enrollment, size of community. Once again, you can see how similar this looks from College Navigator. It actually taps into a lot of that College Navigator data that's there. So you can even select, once again, that rodeo, water polo, whatever you like. Wide range of varsity athletics in this College Finder. And they also, I'll point out the scholarship finder just real quick here. as to what it is when we get into the funding section, which will come up too soon. I'll just leave that scholarship finder open. So, so now we move on to tuition funding. So you found a couple of schools you want to. Now you can start to look for funding and how to pay for tuition. A resource we have in the library is a foundation grant to individuals within there, and this is only use in the library. So when you go into the library, you'll use the public computers there. Just ask a librarian to get you logged into foundation grants to individuals. This will have a tool. Since I am not currently at the library, I'm at home right now. I won't be able to kind of do a live demonstration with you, but that is this is what's available. And foundation grants, the organization that run it is called Candid. They also have a couple learning options to how to apply for grants and other stuff like that. And Candid Learning is free and open, and that is accessible through the library website. And that's Education One, some live, some recorded webinars and such on how to apply for grants. One of the one thing I'm going to show you is this Morningstar Investment Research Center, which has a college savings counter and a 529 college savings plan. So once again, from the library website, we know we're looking for the Morningstar Investment Research Center. And so we'll go in the resources A to Z, and we'll go to the M for Morningstar. And it's down here. These are all alphabetical. The Morningstar Investment Research Center, and it wants me to log in now. I've been logged in before. So here in the planning and education, we have the college cost calculator. This is a really interesting and try this again here. Does anybody have any questions while my internet slows along here? Sorry about this. See if Morningstar is working at all. So here in the funds, so I want to show you about the 529 college savings plans. This is good for parents, particularly with younger children, but anybody that's looking at saving for college. In Morningstar Investment Research Center in the funds, there is the option to find the funds in here, and you can sort by state. Some states have multiple funds. Some states only have one fund. So if you're looking for Missouri, if you want to invest locally, you can see its Morningstar rating is silver. If you click the latest report, that will pull up the report, and we can open up the report here, and it tells you, it gives you an analysis of the Missouri's 529 education plan report, where it's the type of investment it has, trailing returns, returns over so many years, and how that's laid out. So this was updated rather recently based on data all the way up through today. So yeah. So if you're interested in doing that, if you want to shop around to other states, a lot of other states, you want to investigate with that, and always advise yourself with a financial professional when you want to save there. Let's see if this works again. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you this college cost calculator. It's a really good tool, but I'm gonna have to put in a ticket for this. So in this session, try this again here. I'm going to try this one more time for us, just to give a demonstration of it. If it doesn't work, I'm going to move on. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Well, sorry about that. I'm going to go and move on here. Got my losses on that. And then next we're going to move on to admissions, getting into the college, how we take practice tests or practice exams, how we study for exams like the ACT and the S.A.T and other exams, and we're going to look at some study guides. So at admissions, I want to point out first some essay tips just from various places that I've studied around. These are the tips that show up most often. So you want to write about something that's important to you. Start early. Write several drafts. You always want somebody else to look at it too. Open with an anecdote. Stop trying so hard. So just kind of take your mind away from trying to do that. Remember, they're trying to see who you are. Swap sophistication for self awareness. Once again, they want to see who you are. Read essays that have worked, and we'll have some sample essays that I can show you here. Follow the instructions. If the essay asks you for a particular thing, you want to follow those instructions. Don't get out of line. They might be pretty broad instructions, but they will be instructions. Use the essay to tell them what your application can. Your application will have things like your test scores, your GPA. Um, you might have in there which you participated in school. You want to take an anecdote from life and kind of use it to apply there. They can see that you got um, what your SAT score is, what your SAT score was. They can see what your GPA is. They'll know that stuff. You want to tell them a little bit extra, a little bit about yourself, about what your personality is, how you're going to fit into the university, how you're going to fit into that academic mosaic that makes up college and university life. And move on. So, and then we're going to move on to a little bit of test prep stuff. And we've seen these options before, but here in the Learning Express library, it does it's other options for test prep. So we can actually, as this loads up. So if there's a particular test you want to study for, just type in the test name. And actually, just type in the test name and hit enter for ACT, for instance. We can see here they've got little ebook for ACT word games. They would have a reading practice test. So you can do a practice test from home. You can do a practice test here. All these options. You can see there's multiple pages of it as well as we navigate through the pages. So lots of practice tests here in Learning Express Library. And you've heard me mention Gale before. So in Gale Courses, once again, just type in the test you're studying for, and it will be there too. So S.A.T, A.C.T prep course, a little prep course for those items, and they're here. These are more set up like classes. They're a little bit longer. They'll be over. It's going to be over 24 hours, and that Learning Express Library has those practice tests and a few quick little ebooks like pamphlets for studying for a test. Okay, and then we have print resources. So in the print resources, just type in the test name and type an exam after it. And here we have ACT Math for Dummies. And once again, if you don't see what it is, but you see one thing you need, here are the ACT Assessment Study Guides. And these are books you can check out. Some are available as ebooks. So you can see all these test prep guides here. All right. So Learning Express Library is another one. I already showed you about the practice test. Learning Express Library also has a tutorials, has tips and tricks. They also have they also have occupational entrance exams like the NCLEX and Praxis, which you might take at the end of your college career, but you can kind of take a uh, uh, test exam or a practice exam through there and kind of see where your knowledge is before you get into school and kind of see what those exams might look like in the future. LinkedIn Learning is a resource we have. And that's a resource that it's a lot of learning. There's a few things. There's the college prep on writing a strong essay. Yeah. So you have to sign in through the library page. Fortunately, it doesn't work anymore for me. So once again, this is a L. The things that are L here today. So for LinkedIn Learning, you'll just do your library card number and your PIN. The title of this is Strong Essay. And here's the college prep writing a strong essay, and it's a video course taught by somebody who works on writing essays and has other stuff like that. So you can actually see their bio here, and you can see what their history is and what that qualifies them for. Learning how to write. I need to become a better writer myself, and I've taken some things in LinkedIn Learning, and have, I think, improved some things, or at least my criticism of my own writing has improved. And Tutor.com, which we picked up about a year ago. It's a really awesome resource if you're in school to use for your studies, but it's also good for moving on to the next option. And so Tutor.com, once again, we access that through the library webpage. And it sets up an account here. So we'll do connect with a tutor. There is a topic, writing tutor. There's a writing tutor. So writing tutor, and of course there's A.C.T test prep, P.S.A.T, S.A.T test prep, and other sort of test preps here. But for this instance, for having somebody, so this is a way you can actually send your essay to somebody, to an independent eye that's going to look at it. You don't know who this person is. They don't really know who you are. They can really give you an honest opinion on your writing thing here. So you just do subject write tutor, college scholarship essay. You can put in your grade level for your 11th grade. So you're probably 12th grade, or actually we'll do college intro. And you can type in your question. You can also attach the file. So you can attach a file like a doc file, or I'd suggest an RTF or PDF to attach there, and they can do a markup for you. So you just attach the file, and you can choose a file from your drive. And then you hit connect now, and then they'll get back to you. They'll review your thing. You can say, how was my writing? And you can ask the question there, and they'll come back to you, and they'll give you some pointers and stuff like that. It's a really awesome resource. Um, I know some people have used this for cover letters as well, and all different types of things. So, somebody have any questions about Tutor.com? Okay. So now you found the schools you want to get into. You found the funding you need. You've written your essays. You've gotten everything in line. Now we'll look at how to how to study. Some options on kind of that last bit of preparation for college to kind of get you in the college mindset, that shift, especially if you're coming in from if you're a returning student or anything like that, to kind of start you back up. So one of the options we have is the great courses, and you can find these on Canopy or on Libya Overdrive, and these are e-resources for us, both Canopy and Libya Overdrive, and you can find that in e-media. So in Canopy, you can use this, and this Canopy is available as an app on your phone, or you can cast it to your screen too. And so we can go into browse movies, and you'll see it says browse movies. This is also includes great courses, so we can do a search. And you can for the great courses, for Canopy, normally you have 10 checkouts a month for anything that's a great course. You can check out as many times that you want in a month. So these are taught by highly known individuals in their field, and are taught by like college professors. And so you can see what a lecture may be like. And this will be included a lot of times that they'll include pictures in there. So. And then we still have, of course, the print resources. These are going to be items in the catalog, which hopefully everybody is familiar with. And So let's just put in let's go and put in college life and see what comes up. So here's her campus guide to college life. There's some tales of college life. Let's do here. There's like a guide to campus here. And once again, we can go down to the subject, college student orientation. So here we are. It's information about surviving in college and getting yourself ready and getting everything in line and knowing what to expect in college. So in other books, it covers a broad range of things, but in this sense, I'm pointing people to how they can kind of a freshman guide for you, so that you can kind of hit the ground running when you reach college. And another option we have is Academic Search Elite, something just to explore to become familiar with a common database that you might be using a lot, or a similar one. There's many colleges that use Academic Search Elite or Academic Search Premier or a similar product from EBSCO, and just you can kind of familiarize yourself with the interface. Um, the Academic Search Elite by EBSCO is one that's used. It points you towards like peer-reviewed journals, and so in this advanced search option, you can do research. So let's see, COVID-19, and let's say you're doing psychology, depression and anxiety. You can do search, and you can do full text articles that are scholarly, which is what they would require you to have in college. And you can see there's recent options, full text articles from university and peer-reviewed journals that are showing up here. And so you can read and see what that language will be like that. So medical health and science research and other stuff like that. So, all right, if you all have any questions, I'll be happy to take them. And I will send this slideshow out as a PDF document, and you will also get a separate handout document that I've made up. That's kind of like a checklist. It's a calendar / checklist that has the library resources that you can use at those certain times. The name of the resource, so you can hop to those. All right. Anybody have any questions for us? For me? Oh. All right. I thank you so much. And once again, there will be a YouTube video of this that will be up in about 3 business days, and you will get that handout. I'll go and stick around for 5 more minutes if some questions do pop up.